I mean, that was just weird. Why would you have sex in a thing of rice?
Sometimes I crumble like a little child. That face is mourning with a broken smile. Sometimes I crumble when the sheets unfurl. Sometimes I feel that I can rule the world. This is mourning with a broken smile. Sometimes I crumble when the sheets unfurl.
Hello, it's Monday again, and it's been a while. Quite a while since I last said that. It's felt like it's been like forever since I've said it's Monday. But anyways, so yeah, I'm not going to address the ladies of the week since we had our break off, so I'm just going to pretty much say I hope all of you guys, including the viewers, had an amazing Thanksgiving if you guys celebrate Thanksgiving, as the 5 of us do. Yeah. So yeah, this week's topic is Favorites Week, and I need to clarify this on our page. It is like pretty much like a top 10 favorites within a certain type of stuff. Like me, I'm gonna do my top 10 favorite movies of all time. So yeah, and so yeah, let's get started. Number 10 is the Tremors franchise. For those of you who haven't seen the Tremors series, then you obviously have not seen any good 90s monster movies. Like the Tremors series, like I remember watching the Tremors series back when I was like 3 years old. It is probably the most, not troublesome. It is probably the most bizarre film franchise ever to be created. It is so strange because it takes place out in I think out in Texas or Arizona, somewhere out in the desert areas of the U.S. And there are these giant worms that kill people. Like, they're giant mutated worms, and then there's other creatures that look like them and everything, and have similar features to them and everything, like they evolved throughout time. Like, I'll put in some pictures of them right now. So, yeah, it's a very interesting film series. I loved watching them because they were just very, very interesting movies to watch. And I loved watching them because it's like, I was a little kid, and I still love to watch them, but I can never find them on TV. And since I don't have Netflix, I can't find them on Netflix and watch them whenever I want to. And Blockbuster, they don't rent them out at Blockbuster anymore because they're so old. And number 9 is Lake Placid. The first one. The first Lake Placid, which actually hit theaters, was the best one. The other 3 are just pieces of shit. Like, the first one was really, really good. I loved the first one. The first one was nice. It was funny. It wasn't even scary. It was just mainly funny. Because it's just like, because Betty White is in it. So of course you know it's gonna be hilarious. And she's this crazy old lady that is feeding these giant crocodiles that live in this lake. and she's feeding them and nurturing them and keeping them alive and everything by feeding them her cows. Like, she'll literally take her cows up to the edge of, like, to the shore, to, like, the banks, and, like, send off her cows to be eaten alive by these giant crocodiles. And it's just hilarious, because she called, I think she called a man like a dickwad or something of the sort. Like, she called him something that was absolutely out of line, but it was so hilarious hearing it come out of her mouth, though, because for those of you who don't know, Betty White is like the most amazing old lady there is. Number 8. is the first Final Destination. I've seen 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have not seen the 5th one yet. But out of all of them, the first one is probably the best one out of the 4 that I've seen. Because, like, the story, it's really good. It's not that intense. And it's not that, like, it's more believable in a sense than the others are. Because the others are more so like freak accidents, but these are like simple accidents that can happen to just about anybody. Is Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow is a very good movie. It's a story about the Headless Horseman. It's a very good movie. It has a very nice story. Johnny Depp is in it, so you already know it's going to be a good movie. It's silly, but it's very serious, and it's like, it's very weird too. But overall, despite that, it's a really, really good movie. I like watching it. Whenever it's on, I have to watch it. The Devil's Carnival. The Devil's Carnival is a musical. And from what I'm guessing, it's part 1 of a series, from what I'm guessing. Because when I watched it, it said episode 1. So I'm guessing it's part of a series. But it's very good. It's number 6 because, like, it's made by the same people who made Repo the Genetic Opera, which is another musical. But the reason why The Devil's Carnival made number 6 though is because it's a really good movie, but it just needs more stuff to it. 5 is Corpse Bride by Tim Burton. I really do like Tim Burton. His films are very interesting. Because I like the ideas of like having like distorted worlds and everything in a way. And Tim Burton, he knows how to have a very good distorted world. It's a very good movie. It's very heartfelt. Like, I cried. And, like, I saw it for the first time back in October when I watched it on ABC Family. I mean, I cried. That movie is so sad. I didn't expect it would be as sad as it was. And right now, thinking about it is bringing tears to my eyes because it's just a beautiful movie. Number 4 would probably have to be Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. I'm a big sci-fi movie buff as well. I mean, what I really like about it is that it takes place in a town, and it's just so brutal. It's like something you'd never imagine would ever happen. I mean, it's just a brutal movie, but it's really, really good though. Now, number 3. Number 3 is The Scarlet Letter. The most recent one that they've made of it, with like the British lady and such. With her in it. Like the colored one and everything. And where like her and the man, like they do it in like a thing of rice. I mean, that was just weird. Why would you have sex in a thing of rice? But anyways, if you haven't seen A Scarlet Letter, it's a magnificent movie. Like, I really, really love the movie. I've only seen it once, but it was so good. It's a long movie, but it is totally worth it. Number 2 is Repo the Genetic Opera. Now, I touched on this when I talked about The Devil's Carnival. But Repo the Genetic Opera, it's a musical that has little to no dialogue whatsoever and is straight singing throughout the whole movie. Like, it has its very beautiful scenes, it has its very rocky scenes, it has some sexual scenes, it has sad scenes, it has very gory scenes as well. But it's an amazing musical. I love it. It is Big Fish by Tim Burton. It's my favorite movie because it is just a beautiful, beautiful movie. I mean, like, I've only seen it twice, and the first time I saw it was in theater when we were learning about film last school year, and watched it then. It was a beautiful movie. Like, I really enjoyed it, and since I was in class, I couldn't unleash my true emotions, and which is at the very end, like, my on the inside, while on the outside, like, and when I finally watched it, like, a few months ago here at home, I cried like a baby. I mean, it is such a sad, well, it's not sad, it is such a beautiful movie, and it's so good to watch. And, like, the father, his way of speaking is hilarious. Since he had a dream and his father was going to die. His father gets antsy. Then later on that day, the milkman drops dead on their doorstep. His father, his actual blood father, was the milkman. And then he tells the lady that he's selling the story to, and he tells her, little did I know was that before my mom got together with my dad, with the man that I knew as my father, turns out that she was banging the milkman. I mean, when I heard him say that, I'm like, wow! But it really is a beautiful movie. Like, and the reason you can tell that it's a Tim Burton film is just because how strange it seems. Is how the father is telling the story. Telling these stories, it's very exaggerated, and so it suits Tim Burton very, very well. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. You need to. Those 10 movies that I listed were my favorites. And I really, really do like Silent Hill, but Silent Hill is my number 11. So, yeah. And it's the first Silent Hill. I haven't seen the second one yet. Don't forget to press that happy subscribe button that's up there. It really wants you to press it, and all my links will be down below. They include our Facebook fan page, my personal Facebook fan page, my personal YouTube channel, my Tumblr, and my Twitter. So yeah, click on all that stuff, subscribe to us, and yes. And I'll see you guys whenever next Monday I post. Because I don't know when the next time we'll post. Since the semester is coming to an end and things are going to get pretty hectic pretty quick. So yeah.